Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I would like to welcome you to the community. My name is Aphrodite and happy lunar day to everyone. Okay, lunar day, the day dedicated to the feminine, the divine feminine, the womb, the mother energy. Okay, and today we do have a message coming from either your grandmother, mother, or grandfather. Okay, now this person could either be deceased. They don't have to be. This could either be a deceased relative, or this could also be someone who is living but you are not yet speaking to at this time. Okay, but they have a message coming through for you. Okay, a message coming through for you that they want you to hear. And I will say that this was a very emotional reading and message. Like when I got it originally last night, when I was crying tears because it was so sentimental, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I was crying not necessarily like about myself, but just like the message that your grandmother has for you, or whoever this person is to you. Just a very, very sweet and loving, nurturing energy. Okay, and they are here to remind you of a seed that was planted inside of you. Okay, a seed that you may have forgotten about or potentially have neglected, or something that you are questioning. Okay, and so they are here to give you that reassurance, and I hope that this message helps you today. I cried twice because I cried once once I figured out, I was like, oh, we were just talking about someone's connecting with a grandmother, a mother in the spirit realm. And then I cried another time because I was starting to think about something that I was having like a download about, or like a self-realization about. And so I was like on my way to sleep, I was like in deep thought on my way to sleep, and this morning I looked like a beluga whale. I'm not gonna lie, I looked like a beluga whale this morning. So I kind of had to let my face rest. Got my workout in, let my face rest. But yes, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, please remember that energy is timeless and fluid as well. Okay, so this could be past, present, or future energy. Take only what resonates and leave the rest for who it is meant for. As always, use your discernment and flip roles if they need to be reversed. So okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, and so the one thing I wanted to say, because of how sweet and sentimental this was, and I think I'm probably going to end up mentioning it twice, but you could have been someone who was very, very close to your grandmother. Okay, and so the first thing I kind of want to start off with is because, like I'm saying, right, you have someone who is trying to remind you of something that maybe you have either like given up on, or something you've forgotten about, or just something that you may possibly be having doubts about. Okay, and I was reminded of the first job I ever wanted to do, and that was to be a cop. Okay, that was the first thing that I had decided for myself. I wanted to be a cop. And I remember the very day that, I don't know if my dad asked me first, or if I just kind of like came out and said it, but I was outside with my dad, and I was riding my bike. Okay, I was at the complex riding my bike, and I remember when I said I wanted to be a cop, and he just said no, just flat out no. Okay, and after that, I kind of gave up on the idea. But I had this CSI kit that was gifted to me, this CSI forensics kit that was gifted to me, and I would play with it all the time. Like I had a blast with that, and I just knew I was gonna be some like sort of like detective investigating things. And then shortly after that, my sister, she wanted to be a doctor. Okay, and just because little sister, you want to do everything your big sister is doing, what I'm saying. And so I looked up to my sister a lot, and so she wanted to be a doctor, and I decided I wanted to be a nurse just because she wanted to be a doctor, so we could work together in the same hospital. Okay, this was a very young thought. Okay, but I quickly changed my mind once I figured out that they have to do all the gory work. Okay, and I have a very queasy stomach. Literally, the first time I got my cycle, I had to go lie down because I was about to faint. I was like, what is happening? What is this? This is this cannot be life. Like literally, my stomach was literally all I could do was lay down after that. I was so nauseous, and so quickly decided, okay, so nursing is definitely not going to be my thing. And then I think by the third grade, I had kind of made up in my mind that I wanted to be a teacher, right? I would literally come home from school, and I would play school. I would come home from school and then play school with either my little brother or like my stuffed animals. We had this little classroom set up, a whiteboard, which made me so happy because I really loved school. I just wasn't talkative in school, so I would come home and pretty much be the kid that I didn't feel comfortable being at school. And as a kid, you know, our dreams change all the time. Our dreams are constantly changing. And it's like, because like at this point, it's like I have so many dreams, so many goals. It's like they are, at this point, there is no limit, okay? They are boundless and infinite of the things that I want to do, plan to do. I'm saying all this to say, it's like now coming full circle, right? It's like, even though I didn't like professionally, maybe not professionally pursuing those things, but now full circle, I'm pretty much a psychic investigator, a intuitive shamanic healer, and you know, I teach people every day. So my point is that everything that you want to be is already within you, okay? So stop trying to be it and just rest in the power of knowing who you are, okay? Get out of your head and get into your body, okay? So kinda today we're doing it a little different. I know usually I do the channel messages at the end, but today I'm gonna go ahead and start off with some of the channel messages, okay? And then I'll go into the actual message. So some places that are relevant are going to be Madrid, Denver, Colorado, Daytona Beach, Texas, Dominican Republic, Kentucky, Arkansas, Dayton, Ohio, Italy, Berkeley, and Mexico, okay? The names, Heaven or Nevaeh. And also, let me just say, this could either be your name, this could be the name of your mother, grandmother, grandfather. So just take how it resonates, but these names are just significant for some reason, okay? So Heaven or Nevaeh, Micaiah, Trevor, Tevin, Devin or Kevin, Lexi, Levi, Caitlin, Felicia, Felix, Katia, Kendra, Barkley, Tamia, Tamala or Tammy, Camille, Mila, Bev or Beverly, Kamaya, Aaliyah, Jalea, Haley, Audrey, Adriana, Andrea or Drea, Riley, Miley, Mikey, Patrick, Patrice, Philip, Eleanor, Jade, Walter, Jim, Kim or Tim, Frederick, Wyatt, Brianne or Brian, Tia, Mia, Lillian or Lily, and Patty, okay? And now one thing that I wanted to say, you may, so I mentioned the name Mia, right? And so I had this, and we are talking about the grandmother, mother energy. And so I had saved a video to my watch later playlist, maybe like, I don't know if it was like last week or so, and I hadn't watched it. And then I came across a video of, it was a body cam footage of a woman named Mia Harris being arrested for shooting her 6-month-old granddaughter in the face, okay? Her 6-month-old granddaughter in the face. And then it just so happened that I watched that video before watching the other one, not realizing that they were the same person in the video, okay? So I don't know if someone watching this is connected to her. She is serving time in prison at this moment, okay? She is serving time in prison at this moment, and you know, I believe her granddaughter's name is Myra, okay? And so, and as I was watching the video, I don't know, I think I may have just forgotten to say something, but I don't remember what it was. So sorry if there's like a little gap that's like missing, a little space gap missing. So I'm watching this video, and so in the video, it is definitely describing, you know, someone who is heavily into spirituality. It talks about not only spirituality, but also, you know, information. And so it's kind of going through, the mother is walking her through, and she's talking about how Mia Harris, she was saying how, you know, she was fighting demons, and, you know, she was going on about witchcraft, etc. And basically she thought that her granddaughter was a demon. She said, that's not my granddaughter, okay? Now and this is kind of one of the things, because in her interrogation, you could tell that she was not fully her. But I will say, like, this was definitely giving me someone who was having a either in a state of psychosis or a psychotic episode, okay? And you'll understand why this is relevant for your guys' story as well. It doesn't just have to be for the person who may or may not be connected to Mia Harris. But one thing you could tell, right, is because she was going in and out of being in present, and then sound like she was speaking from someone else, potentially an ancestor, because she was talking, you know, about her ancestors. She was talking about a lot about history. You could tell that she had a lot of knowledge, but it was just kind of scattered, okay? And so the police officers, you know, they're trying to talk about the present moment, like, and it was so funny because I was like, well, at least he understands that she's talking about something, but he's trying to understand about the present day, right? And so he's like, I'm asking about the present day, not your ancestors. I'm asking about the people who currently live with you in the house, okay? And then she could, and she was coherent enough to be able to switch back over. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of where I was talking about squatter energy, okay? And it's like, so basically, sorry if I'm a little all over the place. So basically they were saying, I guess she had just gone through a breakup, just had lost her job. Like, she was going through a lot at this time, right? And so this is what I say when you are in a lower vibration, and especially when you are into spirituality and you just start, doing things, you just start doing things, kind of dabbling into things. And this is kind of also why, information really is, or it's kind of like understanding why certain information was so gatekept in the past, right? Things like this, why it wasn't so mainstream out here, why it's kind of like more like you come for a one-on-one session, like if you want to meet with the high priestess or high priest, shaman, and usually that's done in privacy, right? And it is to eliminate confusion, because you don't know who is battling with certain things, and we can't help who is watching these things, who do may suffer from mental illness, and things of that nature. And so that's kind of when it gets tricky. Like, obviously, we can't necessarily help that, but to the best of our ability, like, it is a very, it's a very touchy art. And that is why I'm so big on, like, we need to, like, really be honest here, and not necessarily feeding people's delusions, but being very careful with what we say, how we say it, as to not influence things that people may be battling with, different, spirits. Because like I said, these spirits, certain spirits, and all of us have, because like I said, she was speaking from an ancestor's perspective at one point, sounded like, right? She's speaking from an ancestor's perspective at one point, and she's saying, she was like, they sold me and they raped me, and I could tell this wasn't her. I could tell this was someone speaking from past, right? But this was a very angry spirit. And some of us we do have ancestors who may not have died so peacefully, okay? Who may still be angry and holding some anger. And so her granddaughter is mixed race, okay? Her granddaughter is mixed race, and she kept saying, she was like, not my lineage. She was like, you can't have my lineage. And so that's why she ended up shooting. She tried to shoot the mom of the baby girl, and she also tried to shoot the baby girl too. Or she did shoot the baby girl, but she survived, okay? The baby girl survived. And so she was trying to basically shoot her because she didn't want her a part of her lineage, or like tainting her lineage. And so this is what I mean when I say, right, because it's like, all of our ancestors are not, all light and fuzzy, and you know what I'm saying? And even if this wasn't, her ancestor, and it was another spirit, it's just that you're going to kind of attract, it's like, you got to be very careful with your own energy, because you can attract spirits and energies, especially when you are someone who is into spirituality, someone who is very deep into spirituality, okay? While you have to kind of be in control of your own energy before you start to do other things, right? Being in control of your mind, your body, and your spirit before you start dabbling into other things, because then we have people who go into psychotic episodes, okay? Psychosis or psychotic episodes, and then they do things, whether they are being told to do these things, or whether they are just, because she did say she was experiencing hallucinations, but they didn't, I guess, find reason to say that she was insane, okay, or grant her with insanity. Although I could clearly tell that this was someone who was in a state of psychosis, okay. But one thing I want to say was, I could kind of understand why they didn't grant her insanity, and it's because she was very aware, okay? She was still very aware, and she would come and go, but she also, it was like some of the things that she said, they weren't like in a line, but like me being someone who pays attention, basically we'll just say someone who pays attention, right? And so it's like you could tell like she was someone very knowledgeable, but it's just like sometimes we're not necessarily equipped or ready to handle certain knowledge and certain information. This is why I say it's like knowledge is very, very powerful, okay? Knowledge is very, very powerful, more powerful than we give it credit for. Anyways, I know what I'm trying to say. But so hopefully, if someone is, hold on, sorry. Woo. Okay. Okay, we're in here now. I think I said everything I needed to pretty much say about that, but also, I think it was like the hearing. The mom was like, I can't understand why you did, what you did. And Mia Harris, like, she didn't even talk. So, and some people, like, when they go through these psychotic episodes, sometimes they will not remember after they come out of it. And so hopefully if that person who is connected to her is watching this, hopefully to bring you some clarity, and hopefully her story and will bring others clarity as well as about certain things that have gone on in your life, and you'll understand further through this message, okay? Further, you'll understand some things further as I go along through this message and why it is relevant, okay? So yes, so let me continue on. Okay, so someone or you or a past loved one, okay, could suffer from hay fever. You could also be having baby fever. Someone needs to drink water. Okay, now, and one thing I'm getting is you definitely have an ancestor or ancestors working with you on your health. Okay, so I don't know if maybe your bloodline had a lot of health issues, but that is something that they are trying to potentially heal in your bloodline. Okay, so they are being very, very adamant with you about health. So if you're feeling like you just randomly get in the impulse to like maybe like stop eating something or eat less of something or wanting to eat healthier, it is because your ancestors are helping you in the spirit realm. So those aren't just those aren't really subtle nudges. That's definitely them like telling you, what I mean? Take, like, health is wealth, okay? Health is wealth. So yes. Whew. Guys, my throat. Okay. We gotta get through this though. So yes, did names, have a baby for a drink water, yes. Okay, so you could, or maybe they, okay, so like I said, flip the roles, okay? You could like to spend time in the backyard or doing yard work. Someone could have been a handyman or hardware store significant, okay? So definitely getting a handyman, someone who did like a lot of work with their hands, okay? Hyatt Hotel is also significant. I was hearing Malcolm in the Middle, so maybe someone liked to watch Malcolm in the Middle. Hendrix Gin. They could have liked to eat yams or jam, okay? Yams or jam, dried fruit. The height 4'10" is significant. Also the date April 10th and August 16th. These days, they don't have to necessarily be a day someone was born on, potentially a day that someone passed away on, but they could just be significant for another reason, okay? So born on the 4th, 10th, 7th, 8th, or 1st. Life path 4, 8, 7, or 1 is also significant. The months January, July, and October. Signs that are significant are Aries, Cancer, Libra, Scorpio, and Capricorn. You could have also lost this person to Cancer, okay? Also, someone or multiple people who attempted to ruin an opportunity for you or hinder/slow you down by trying to sabotage you are receiving karma at this time, okay? And basically, by them trying to sabotage you or get in the way of opportunities, or maybe just try to like hinder or slow down your process from going towards certain things, okay? They now have ruined opportunities for themselves, okay? So yes, and also for some, their ancestral line or connection was cut as a result, okay? And also for some of you, okay, multiple attempts at death magic were tried and failed, and this has backfired very, very badly for them, okay? So they ruined their shot at redemption. You could feel very tired or drained at this time, but this is literally the home stretch, okay? Your break is coming, okay? This is the final push. And literally what I was thinking of is literally like that final push, giving birth. I don't know nothing about that, but that final push when you're giving birth, that where you can just, that sigh of relief that it's over, okay? That is what it's giving, okay? So if you've survived childbirth, you can survive this, okay? You got this. So now I'm going to get into the actual message. I'm sorry, let me drink some water because my throat is like already... Okay. All right. So, and I'm just kind of going to go based off of what I saw in the vision that I was having. Messed up my lips. It's so funny though. I'm sorry. Like I messed up my lips. It's so funny because it's like my lip combo today was reminding me of a lip combo that my mother did back in the day. But, so I'm kind of going to describe the vision as I saw it, but like I said before, flip roles if they need to be reversed, flip genders if they need to be reversed, okay? So, yes, and not everything has to resonate, so just take the parts that do. So you could have been, or a feminine, okay, is what I was saying, is a feminine who could have potentially been dating a man who developed schizophrenia in college, okay? And so in the vision, okay, it was like I was watching them, but it was almost like they had a camera attached to them, okay? Kind of wore shades sometimes, very tall, okay? This could have been a tall male. And he was basically having these hallucinations, okay, that people were either looking at him weird or talking about him. And it kind of, in his state, it didn't seem like he was aware of what yet was happening to him, okay? So he was just reacting, very, very reactive, very kind of out of control, starting a lot of fights with people, starting a lot of drama with people. And it seemed like you kind of was trying to basically calm him down or kind of explain to people that he didn't have control over this, okay? So let's see. Yeah. I already said that. Yeah, unaware of what was happening to him, okay? And so you could have potentially moved in with this person, okay, to help him or assist him, basically help him to navigate and kind of take care of him. The month of November is significant. And this could have basically affected your own ability to perform in school, okay? So whether, I don't know whether you could have potentially dropped out of school, you could have like maybe either dropped out of school or maybe it took you longer to complete school or something of that nature, okay? But could have been, don't have to be, okay? You could have grown up in a Hispanic household, okay, full of women, okay? So I was seeing sisters that you may have been very close with, mom and grandma. I didn't see a father present. That doesn't mean that he wasn't, but I was only seeing women, okay? So you could, like I said, you could be from a very strong matriarchal family. Okay, you could have had a very strict mother, okay? A very strict mother, or maybe you bumped heads with your mother a lot. Like I said, this would be like a reason why you were very close to your grandmother, okay? I was saying old vintage furniture. Furniture? Did I say? Okay. Old vintage furniture. I was seeing a lot of old vintage furniture, okay? So yellows, velvets, checkered plaid patterns. Yes, but this person, okay, this man or whoever this person is to you, like I said, because we are talking about, you know, a lot of different things, so just put it where it needs to go. So this person could have dove into spirituality and possibly during a psychotic episode had hallucinations of being a wizard, okay? Wizard, sorceress, something, okay? Because a lot of times we do, it's like I said, because in the interrogation, it seemed like she was speaking from someone from that existed in the past, okay? And that's why I'm saying, like, what happens is, you know, and essentially they are channeling an energy, they are channeling someone. But that's why I tell you guys, when I'm getting certain messages, I tell you, and I know exactly when I am speaking from a message that was channeled to me, and why I tell you guys, like, I might have to switch characters in a second, but it is not something that I do not have control over, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grounded in myself to be able to kind of maneuver in and out, okay? And I mean, it sounds really weird to someone who wouldn't understand that, right? It's like, it's not Anywho, I'm not going to try to explain it because I'm going to seem crazier if I try to explain it. The ones who get it, and the ones who don't, one day you will. So during the psychotic episode, okay, they could have heard voices tempting them to do things as far as magic. This person could have possibly did womb magic and opened a portal that they cannot close or do not have the mental strength or spiritual protection to do so, okay? Yes, and they could have also said things they didn't mean, but were still very damaging to you, and you could still be releasing these things, okay? Releasing these things, healing these things. And like I said, this person may not remember, okay? I was getting that this person is apologetic. Now, if this is a man, well, let me finish, okay? This person may be apologetic and think highly of you, but like I said, so if this is a man, someone that you may have been romantically involved with, because the other thing that I mentioned, okay, not only they could have either done womb magic or did something directly to, you know, a child, okay? Womb magic or something directly to a child, okay? So this person may be apologetic and think highly of you, but what I was getting is it is not safe to be with them, okay? It's not safe to be with them, and they should seek professional help, okay? You could be someone who is very, very selfless, sweet, and caring, but you have to understand your own limitations and put your own well-being first, okay? So someone could definitely be the middle child or eldest and always feel like you have to sacrifice to be the glue and do the things that no one else will, okay? And I kind of want to get into, before I get into the next part, I kind of want to get into like a quick story, right? Because this is the thing that I was like crying about last night on my way to sleep. And, you know, I just be, y'all, I've always been a very like emotional kid, crier, okay? And it's just because I feel things very intensely. So it's not like I was like really, really sad and I'm like, oh, life. But I was just thinking back on, you know, the time when, because I was, on my mom's side, I am the middle child, okay? On my mom's side, I'm the middle child. And, you know, for a while, it was just my older sister and my little brother. And so I was always kind of used as the exemplary child, the one who performed in school, the one who, you know, it's like I was more of a quiet storm and they were, you know, very, very smart, but they kind of had more of the behavioral issues in school, very just kind of outspoken, very outspoken. My older sister, very, very outspoken, but I always looked up to that aspect of her. Very outspoken. My little brother, I mean, he got into a lot of fights. He got into a lot of fights, but they're both very brilliant. And one thing about that I always say about school, and especially like once you get into high school, you kind of see where the school system fails, okay? Because school has a way of making, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it has a way of making dumb people seem very smart and smart people seem very dumb. And it's because it doesn't necessarily accommodate the different ways that people learn. Like I'll say, like I remember sitting in class, but it's kind of like I knew how to behave. I knew what I needed to do, okay? Especially elementary school, it wasn't hard to, you know, pass in elementary school because pretty much all the answers are laid out. They just want you to read the book, and literally all the answers to the questions are usually like highlighted or something. And so it's like when the teacher was talking, I mean, I was very good at math and reading. And that was something that I kind of was always good at. But it's like anything that involves someone talking at me, I'm watching, I'm looking at you and I'm paying attention. But was I actually getting the information? Was I actually taking it in fully? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And it's like I still performed really well. I still did well in school, but it's just some subjects were able to hold my attention more than others. And it's just because it's like I said, and also I have hearing dyslexia. So and being that I have that, sometimes it takes a bit longer for me to process information. So it's like I need to actually see the information or be interacting with something. Okay. So that was kind of like where I feel like you know what I'm saying? Like it can make people feel like they are kind of inadequate. And I'm going to get into a quote here in a second, but it can make them feel like they are inadequate. But anyways, and so like my mom, like whenever they would get in trouble, like, and I don't think she did this, you know, intentionally or anything. My mom bragged about all her children. Anytime they did anything good, like she bragged about all of us. It didn't matter what it was. She just bragged about her kids. Okay. And that's one thing my mama don't play about her kids. So sometimes, you know, that when they would get in trouble, you know, I was being used like, you know, like kind of, not really necessarily throwing it in their face, but just kind of like, I guess as a way to get them to, you know, behave different or act different or, you know, be more like your sister. And I never liked it because, like I don't know, I just didn't like making someone else feel bad. And even like I said, in school, I used to kind of shrink myself. I used to kind of, you know, downplay myself in a way. I hated being used as the example because I didn't want to make other people feel bad. And I just, you know, so I kind of learned to exist in the shadows. I kind of just learned how to, you know, like be a burden, or kind of like I struggled in silence a lot. Just like things like that. It was like kind of like learned behavior from a very, very early age. I just kind of, I don't know, you know, I tried to bring less attention to myself. And as a middle child, I mean, you kind of go, I mean, if you're a middle child, then you know about the middle child. I mean, I kind of have the best of both worlds because on my dad, I'm the baby on my dad's side. So I'm the middle child on my mom's side and the baby on my dad's side. So I kind of have like the best of both worlds. But anyways, I kind of lost my train of thought. Yes, and it was kind of like so at a certain point, you know, me and my siblings, age 13, we all kind of split off. Okay, we all get split off, and so I developed a guilt about being better off than my. Oh, sorry, I just got a new subscriber. Okay. And so I kind of developed this guilt about being better off than my siblings, or like just feeling like, you know, maybe they got the shittier end of the stick. And, You know, 'cause like I said, me and my sister, like when we were younger, we planned our whole lives together. Okay, we planned our entire lives together. So it's like I know all the dreams of my siblings. You know, I know, you know, what their goals and their aspirations were, and that's something that I want to see them still do and achieve. And so, and I feel like that's kind of, you know, a reminder for them as well. But it's like I said, like earlier on in this video, right? I'm like, I wanted to do everything that, like, you know, like my sister was doing. Like, she was the coolest kid on the fucking block to me, okay, growing up. Like, we used to get into a lot of fights. We used to bicker a lot when we were like younger. But then there came a certain point where we just became inseparable and never fought about anything. We were inseparable. And I just thought everything she said was gospel. Okay, everything she said was gospel, even when it was wrong as hell. But everything she said was gospel to me. And she did kind of have to grow up fast, and she was very wise. And like, she's like my second mother. But what I wanted to say was, oh yeah, so, and it's like I wanted to do, you know, everything that she was doing, and I kind of hid behind you know, my siblings in a way, because and that's why, you know, I didn't step out of my comfort zone as much, because of the fact that, you know, I had my family. And so it's like once we split away though, it kind of forced me to step into my own and forced me to kind of, you know, develop myself as my own individual person. And I mean, even though, you know, that's not how, you know, I quite imagined life going, but it did benefit me in a way. Okay, it did benefit me. So, and one thing, let me just go ahead and get into the quote, because I had a whole, that story did not at all come out the way that I intended it to, but it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get through this. So I was thinking of the quote, right? Because I just watched Coach Carter recently, which is another one of my favorite movies. Okay, I have so many like inspirational, motivational sports movies. Is like a genre that I just it's a genre that I love. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, it should be having me in a chokehold. Okay, it's like The Great Debaters, Coach Carter, all those little, you know, the little football movies. What's that other movie? Even though some people iffy on it, but I love the movie Freedom Riders. Like, I don't care. Like, some people, they're like, oh, there's always a white savior. But I'm just like, can y'all just ignore that part? It's still a good movie, okay? You ain't gotta ruin all the good things, okay? But yeah, so I was watching Coach Carter, and so this quote, okay? So it says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And so another thing that I wanted to say, right, is you are never too old to, you know, start your dreams. Like I said, children, right? So it's like maybe you need to get back into your, you know, that state that you were in with that state that you were as a child. Okay, you could definitely be looking back on old pictures at this time, or maybe that's something you want to do. I know my family is very big on pictures, especially my mom, like VHS tapes, pictures. Like, I mean, we used to look through those things all the time, and I feel like it helped a lot with memory, because there are things that I remember from like 3 years old. I remember my Easter birthday party, okay, at 3 years old. Ooh, okay. But yeah, I'm like, my memory is sometimes wild. The things that I remember, why I remember them, is absolutely nuts, okay? And so I feel like that does help with memory. Helps to retain memory. Yeah, maybe, you know, it's like I said, remember I told you guys, like, one thing I like to do, haven't done it, or actually no, I've been doing this all the time, is looking back on, you know, pictures of me as a child, okay? Baby, child. But yeah, so you are never too old to achieve something, okay, to start something, to go after something, right? You place limitations on yourself when you think there is an age limit. There is no age limit to do anything, okay? And also for people who, you know, you may have had children, or you may have had other responsibilities come up, children are not roadblocks. They are motivation. You just have to do a little remapping, okay? But you can still achieve everything that you want to achieve. It may not have happened the way that you intended for it to happen, but that doesn't mean that it is impossible. Also, you know, it's okay okay to prioritize yourself and step away, okay? If you've constantly been that kind of person that had to take care of everyone else, if you're thinking, you know, the people are going to fall apart if you step away, they are going to have to figure out how to survive without you, okay? People need to learn as well, okay? People have to learn how to take care of themselves, be there for themselves, okay? Sometimes that is the lesson that you have to teach people, okay, is independence, okay? And that is a gift. Independence is a gift. And a lot of people handicap themselves thinking that they cannot do something. But just like children, how do you think children learn? They just do stuff until they figure it out, okay? It's like, stop handicapping yourself. And it's a thing that really bothers me, right? Especially when you are able, okay, when you are able and you and I'm not saying that it's bad to ask for help, okay? I'm not saying that it's bad to ask for help, but about every little single things that you know that you can do yourself, it's like do those things, okay? Because, and that's why I feel like especially while you are still kind of young, because once you get older, it's just going to get worse, right? So if you keep doing things for yourself, you keep your brain strong, you're keeping, you know, physically strong as well, the more able you are in older age, right? And you age backwards, okay? You're aging backwards rather than speeding up or accelerating how you age, okay? So yes, so relieve yourself from some of the pressure that you place upon yourself, okay? Your success benefits everyone around you, so don't be afraid to fly. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself the chance that you may have missed while trying to take care of this person or persons, people. Take it how it resonates, okay? This is your opportunity and your reward. You deserve it, okay? So you have all the ingredients that you need to achieve this. You just have to finesse the recipe, all right? And that is the message today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I miss seeing, well, not miss seeing you guys' faces, but you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, we're closer when I'm actually on the screen. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this message. Did I say be sure to check the description box below and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.